Brought to you by Hug House Productions.
Welcome to How to Act Ferelden, a field guide to all things Dragon Age. I am one of your hosts, Will Williams, and today my Dragon Age is 7. Giancarlo, what about you?
My Dragon Age? No, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And?
Oh, I'm feeling, I don't know about you, but I'm feeling 22.
Oh, God. All right, it's going to be this kind of episode.
Always. So let's start off with the news because we have like big shit to discuss.
Yeah, stuff happened.
Stuff happened real big. So Veilguard news has been coming out left and right, and I'm not going to talk about most of it because I don't think that most of it is actually very interesting right now. But we did get something interesting and also something that offends me deep to my core. And that is we got the release date. Supposedly. Allegedly. Supposedly.
I was trying to figure out where you were going with that.
Yes. So the release date supposedly, allegedly, is going to be Halloween. And to that I say, hey, what the fuck? I'm busy. It's Halloween. Don't you know I have things to do? It's the most important day of the year. Excuse me? You can't do
And
that
that's
to
why.
me.
That's
pissed.
why. Call out of work, cancel your plans.
Oh, I'm way ahead
Halloween
of you there.
at Will's house. Everybody dress up as your least favorite NPC.
Oh, God. I'm going to dress up as Cullen so that I can scare everyone.
Yeah, get some dry ramen for your hair. It'll be perfect.
I could just bleach my hair. I think I could pull it off.
Actually.
I'll be Morrigan with my still beating heart in her hand.
So we've been waiting on a release date for 15,000 years to the day. And Halloween 2024 is supposedly when it's coming out. I still won't believe it until I am literally playing the game. But supposedly Halloween. So I guess we'll see y'all then. You're not going to get our recordings then. That's not how this podcast works. But I guess I will be playing. I guess I will be aging a dragon on Halloween. I guess.
Massive episode dump. We have to be caught up for release date. So whenever the game drops, we just release everything else.
Oh, good God.
I hate this plan.
Scary plan. for
BioWare will
Halloween.
show you ours if you show us yours.
We also got some other news that is also offensive to me. I realized, like, oh, both pieces of news actually make me deeply upset. The second piece of news is that we are getting an in-universe Dragon Age audio drama. Why is this offensive to me? Because how the fuck dare they not hire us? Are you kidding me? I did not listen to this preview, and I think that you did, right? I was like genuinely too mad. I couldn't do it.
Yeah, I did listen to it. I don't know. It sounds like the game,
Okay.
which says a lot and nothing at the same time. I think.
I think that what it mostly
it's
says is that it's made by people who don't know what audio dramas sound like.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. It sounds very overproduced.
Yeah.
And like overacted.
Well, we'll see whether or not any of us listen to this audio drama. For now, though, shall we hop over to the Hug House hero of Ferelden? Nope, that's not it. The Hug Hawk? Is that
Hawk.
it? That's it.
Yes. I have a conspiracy theory, which I know is not true, and yet I have a conspiracy theory, which is that if you don't do the main quest, the game has some sort of, like, infinitely generating side quest system going on, and will just keep you stuck in Kirkwall for fucking ever. Because I reached...
Classic Kirkwall.
I reached the point of the game where it's like, hey, make sure you wrap up any business that you have here before you continue. And I was like, oh, I did manage to get like 2 more side quests on the way here. So why not? And I did those. And then I did more. And then I did more. And I was like, okay, fuck it. I need to go. Like,
Yeah, this game is full to the brim of fetch quests. Just
Yeah.
like
Yes.
stupid
Yes.
nonsense quests where they're like, go find this thing in a crate in this one spot. Have you been to this one spot 20 times already? Do it again.
I think, and even like a lot of their side quests were actually like decently compelling. Like I wouldn't throw on like Witcher 3 level side quests, right? But like, you know, like relatively interesting. They always like try to find the human element. I feel like they try to make it sympathetic. They often try to throw like at least a little bit of a twist or like a moral complication or what have you. Like I enjoy the side quests here. But
Mhm.
also, and thankfully, since I switched it to easy, it's less of a problem. But also, the gameplay, just who cares? Like, that's it. It's just
Yeah.
who cares? Like,
Yeah.
Straight up.
give me an interactive graphic novel. But anyways, going back to last week's, I did make a big goof. I had not met Meryl yet. I have since met Meryl.
I knew it.
I had met a different elven person, and I did not remember their name.
Whoops.
So, for the listeners at home, the quest on which you meet Meryl is the quest that Flemeth gives you at the beginning of the game when she saves you, which is return this thing to the mountains. So that was the only other quest I had left, but I was like, that's probably for later. I shouldn't do that yet. So I wasn't,
okay.
I was
Yeah,
purposefully
yeah.
not engaging with it. And then I was like, well, I haven't met Meryl, so I guess I'm gonna go talk to Flemeth in the meantime and see if Meryl pops up. And sure enough, Meryl did pop up.
There she is.
Yeah.
Give us your Meryl thoughts.
I honestly haven't gotten to like do too much with her yet to like have a strong opinion. I am interested in her though, like compelling character. So basically like second to the keeper and they are sent away. I don't yet like fully know like their whole deal. I get the sense that more will be revealed as we continue, but like I did that. They get put in the alienage in like a little shitty home and you go visit them and it's like very awkward trying to console them. And I'm like,
yes.
why?
Yes.
Yeah.
I understand that like in fiction, like everyone has their own home, but like it feels like I'm dumping her off there and then taking my party and like leaving. That being said, I like her abilities. I am interested. I was just like, okay, this might be, I sense there might be similar qualities to what I liked about Cullen in Meryl, maybe. I don't know. We shall see. But also, not to gloss over the fact that, like, we run into fucking Flemeth again, and the crystal I'm carrying, and I knew it. In my notes, I have my suspicions mounting, and then yeah, sure enough, we resurrected her. So I'm like, wow, she saved me. Meanwhile, over in Origins, I kill her, and then like 5 minutes later, I bring her back to life over here. So
Listen,
Yeah.
with Flemeth, a girl never stays dead.
no.
She is
Also, Asha Belinar, great name.
very
It's so
good
good.
name. Very good name.
Yeah.
Just sounds really good.
Honestly, so far in like the I don't know, the mythology, like Flemeth is maybe one of the most, if not the most compelling characters so far.
Uh-huh.
Her whole
Uh-huh.
deal is
Yeah.
bad, and I love it.
One day I will get to tell you my conspiracy theory about Flemeth. One
Okay.
day.
Also,
Well,
like,
we might find out the truth of this conspiracy theory in Veilguard.
It's not gonna happen. It's just straight, like, it's too smart. It's not gonna happen.
Well, not saying that it's true, but it'll either be proven or disproven.
yeah.
Or shaken up by Veilguard.
Listen,
I think. I hope.
With how shaky the continuity is in these games, as you will further explain in this episode. And
Yep.
is anything ever proven at any point forever?
That's fantasy, baby.
Yeah. So, what other side quests have you done?
Okay. So, then going back to last week's discussion as well, I had to go kill a bunch of Talvashoth, and I met the Arashok.
There we go.
Mans is awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would get along with him, but he's sick as hell.
Yeah.
Absolutely loved that. I immediately sold out the guy who sent me on that quest because it felt appropriate. And then he immediately becomes racist when he doesn't get what he wants. So I'm like, okay, cool. I guess like I made the right decision here. Yeah, and I walked away with the impression that I was just like, I think what makes the Kunari so scary is that they can be incredibly strict when they want to, but they can also just let whatever the fuck happen when they want to as well, because the nature of their like beliefs are so like ephemeral almost. Like I don't know, it's just like this like well it's supposed to be that way. But that's not supposed to be that way. But like, but it is.
Yes.
So yeah, it's very scary. Then again, going back to like last week's episode, I got to escort a Kunari mage, which was very cool and very sad. He was doomed from the start, so I kind of killed all those dudes for nothing. But still pretty cool. And then of course it was a fucking Templar setup. Because
of course.
Yeah.
When is it not?
And then we get into the real meat and potatoes of my adventures so far, which is the Deep Road expeditions.
The fucking Deep Roads.
Okay. So, first of all, as soon as you start the quest, it goes back to Varric in this like Shadow Realm narration with one of the Templars, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna regret this. This is not gonna go well. He,
I want to be clear here. He is not talking to a Templar. He's talking to a Seeker.
Right.
We'll get to that, but there is a significant difference.
Great. Okay,
yes.
So a Seeker. Before we do go, you have to pick who you're taking with you. And my mom literally begged me not to take Bethany. Bethany wanted to come. Bethany ain't never left my party.
Oh.
Bethany's coming with me to the Deep Roads.
All right.
Sure, of course.
Mom is not happy. I immediately get that like foreshadowy Seeker interrogation where he goes, there's no way he knew, because if the champion knew, he never would have taken his sister into the Deep Roads. And I was like, oh, God, great. I would love to know what the variations to this quest are, but we go into the Deep Roads. I am filled with dread. I love it. I think this is when the game, like, thrives. We meet Sandal and Bodan again, which I was very happy to see.
I love them.
Sandal does a cool enchantment and then a not enchantment against an ogre. So
yeah. Classic Sandal.
Whatever that was, I'm here for it. I really hope that they pop up in all the games. I doubt it, but like I would be happy if they did. It was such a nice little surprise. We start fighting a bunch of what are called profanes, which are just like these rock elemental type things with like skeletons that are animated. And then you meet a profane who speaks. And I was like, yes, this is exactly what I want out of my Dragon Age. He is making me a bargain. Nobody in my party likes it. I'm gonna take it. And he says, hey dude, when you get to the end, you could just take the key and leave. As long as you don't take anything else, we're Gucci and my dudes won't attack you anymore. And I was like, you know what? That sounds totally reasonable because mechanics wise, like I have enough money. I really don't care. So I go through, there is, God, man, they do love throwing hordes at you in this game. Horde. You make it to the end. There's one really cool boss fight that I was like, man, if I wasn't on easy mode, this might have been a little bit cooler, but also would have slowed me down. So regardless, I see what you were going for and I appreciate it, and that's enough for me. You fight like a giant profane basically with this like blast thing, so you have to hide behind pillars to not get hit. It's cool. It's fun. It's very like
Remember
Mario.
that pillars trick. It does come in handy in later fights.
Very good to know. Oh, also you fight dragons. It's always fun when you see a dragon for the first time. Kind of like a small dragon, but still, it's called a dragon. And then I get to the end. And there are a ton of chests, and the profane shows up and he's like, hey, good job. Take the key and get out. And Varric is like, hey, dude, that's a lot of money. And I, the player, do not care. And yet, the game does this thing.
Yeah.
Where, much like whenever I am speaking to a mage, I can say, Bethany? And Bethany speaks. For the first time, I got a Varric, and it had the combat symbol on it. And my note here says, I'm definitely sealing my fate, but it's thematic to defer to Varric. And so I deferred to Varric. And I killed everyone. And, also, it should be noted, Varric's brother who sets up the expedition locks you in. So, like, he puts you in this position in the first place, right?
This fucking guy.
I was waiting for you to bring that up. I was like, how did we gloss over this very major thing?
Very much fuck this guy.
Fuck this guy.
But also the guy, and maybe I'm wrong, maybe going back to like the acting conversation, maybe it's just the direction, but it seemed to me like he was under the thrall of something. So we'll see. I feel like there is some sort of magical influence going on. Regardless, I don't care. I will kill him. Because after he locked me in and I went through this whole ordeal and then I let Varric do what he wanted to do and we killed everyone as we are escaping the deep roads, which takes a couple days, Bethany do get the blight.
Yeah.
And I do have to kill her, which just like the most devastating, because she's dying. She asks you to kill her, and Hawk goes, but how could I kill my sister? And she goes, because she's asking you to. And
Yikes.
then you don't even, because I think there's something like almost cathartic in seeing the horrific act where you're like, okay, there it is, it's done. You don't even get to see it. The game cuts to black and then does a little tapestry narration, and we fast forward 3 years.
Yep.
I saw that coming, but I am upset, is what I have written in my notes.
Yeah.
I believe it is most likely my fault, first for bringing Bethany and second for deferring to Varric. But the last note I have, which because then the first thing you do after the cutscene is you are speaking to the oh my god, not the governor. The
mayor?
It's not mayor.
The fantasy mayor. The delegate,
Viscount.
the Viscount, there we go.
There we go.
So you're speaking to the Viscount, and immediately I was just so upset, and I'm just like, oh, it's evil Hawk time, because my mom is definitely going to disown me. So
It was your villain moment.
So I'm choosing all the red options. But then I speak to his son who I saved, and like it's a very nice thing, and I'm like, oh, but Bethany wouldn't want this, but I do want a good excuse to just pick all the asshole options. But then I feel like I'm dishonoring the memory of my sister who thus far was the only person who never left my party, and now she's dead. But also now it's easier to see if I like Meryl or not, because I don't have to double up on my mage. I can just throw her in.
Aren't you glad you recruited Meryl before you went to the deep roads?
Yeah, I fucking guess so.
See, this quest for me resulted in, if I remember correctly, sending Carter away to go like train with the Templars. And I was like, thank fuck. I hate this guy.
Yeah, wait, should we talk about the other ways that
Please,
this could have gone?
Yeah.
You either have also, Will, you keep calling him Carter, which I think is very funny. His name very much is Carver with a V.
Oh, fuck.
Hey, at least you remembered him. He died, and it took me 2 episodes to remember.
Fuck that guy.
Oh, God. So if you bring Carver or Bethany with you to the Deep Roads, either way, they get the blight.
Okay.
But
Oh, no.
if you have Anders with you, he can make them into a Grey Warden, and then they don't die.
Fuck. Oh my
Yeah.
God, we were in the Deep Roads. Why didn't I bring a Grey Warden? What is wrong with me? Oh. No.
I love Dragon Age.
This is so good.
This is my final mission Mass Effect 2 moment in this game. Fuck.
Oh, God. But I will tell you, it's kind of something sucky happens no matter what choice you make. Because if you don't bring your sibling with you, Carver joins the Templars while you're gone because he's so pissed that you left him behind that he decides to become a magic cop, even though his 2 siblings and his dad are mages.
Oh
So-
my
I
God.
hate this guy. I fucking
He
hate this
sucks.
guy.
Does that also happen with Bethany, or is that just Carver?
Well, she
She-
gets taken to the circle.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
bad.
Can you get her
at
back?
a certain point, no.
Oh no! I'd rather
Right.
kill her in the Deep Roads. I'm
Right,
so
like,
sorry.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I think I would be broken. I would be broken if she
Yeah.
got taken to the circle. Oh
Yeah.
my God!
While you were gone, you're like, yeah, I'm gonna leave her here because she'll be safe. And then you come back, and it's like, oh yeah, while you were gone, you weren't here to protect your sister. So
and this is just the start of the capital T tragedy in this game.
Yeah, I think I turned to my partner on the couch after Bethany died, and I went, "Okay, the game just started."
Yeah, pretty much. Wow. So,
Yeah.
did you like experience after the time skip at all?
Only like the very beginning of the conversation with the Viscount,
Okay,
and then I
perfect.
stopped there.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're really in it now.
Oh man, that didn't even happen in my game, and I'm devastated.
Yeah.
yeah. Because I never bring Bethany with me. I usually play as a mage, so she's died already. Anyway.
So if
But,
if Anders was here,
Mhm.
then like that's it. She's good. She stays with you the rest of the game.
I'm trying
I
to
don't-
remember.
I
Was
don't
she-
think so.
I don't think
she
so.
has
I think
to
she
go to
goes-
train with the Grey Wardens.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's
But she's
better.
alive.
That's better
So-
also
Yeah.
because that's just me and Alistair basically like. Oh
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we'll find out, but
We'll find out. And with that, should we hop over to our conversation topic? Oh, wait, no, we should go to the mid-roll. And then we should hop over to our conversation topic.
let's
Yes?
roll.
That's how things work, yeah.
Welcome back. Let's hop right into the conversation topic of the day, which I have written in the notes as Charlie voice, boys. Specifically today, we're going to be diving into Fenris and Anders, the 2 boyiest boys of Dragon Age 2. I don't know what I mean by that, but it is what I said.
They're pretty boy.
Yeah. They're both pretty boy and also pretty boy.
I would say, yeah. I want to take Fenders out more, but just untrustworthy vibes.
Yeah, no, it's painful. I adore him. I absolutely adore him. But I am just so desperately pro mage rights that it's rough.
Yeah.
It's rough. It's like if you have someone you're into and like they're so smart and they're so cool and you align on so many things and then you find out that they're a flat earther and you're like, oh, whoa.
Why?
So, Anders and Fenris, Will, you made me research this, and
I did.
I just gotta open it up. I fucking hate Anders, man. I don't like him. I don't like him.
I don't either.
And I was like, I'm gonna learn all these fun facts about Anders, and the whole time I'm like, I don't like this guy. I just don't like this guy.
Don't like him. Don't like him.
Don't like him. Not much I could do about that, but I did go through and learn everything about Anders just for you.
Thanks.
So things we know, he's a Grey Warden. He would have very much helped out with your sister, but then you would have had 2 mages in your party and it just would have been too mage heavy.
Although I did one time take 3 mages out and that was kind of fun.
That can be very fun.
That's true. Yeah.
I guess I can't do that anymore, huh?
Nope.
No. Bummer. Did either of you play Dragon Age Origins Awakening?
No, but I read up on it so that when I was doing my save creator to try and get my save into this forbidden game, I could make choices.
Great. This is so helpful because I also didn't play Awakening, so none of us have played this game.
Cool.
So really, that's where Anders is introduced. And I know nothing about this game. So that's super fun, right?
That is the funnest of facts.
As the funnest of facts is that we know nothing really about this game or Anders' origin. Apparently, Anders, not his real name. Who could have ever guessed? He's from the Anderfells, which is a place in Thedas. And they just didn't know his actual name when they took him to the circle as a kid. So they just called him the Ander, and eventually were like, yeah, this is just Anders, I guess.
Damn.
Wow, really
okay.
mean. Nobody told him, like, his dad sent him to the circle, and like nobody, like, didn't tell them his name.
Okay.
Hey, this is Miami's.
Is that your Anders name?
Yeah. or would it be like Columbo or something?
Well, where's your dad from? Because that's where.
Okay, yeah, then I'm Columbo.
Lord.
Yeah. And he did not like being in the circle. Who would ever have guessed?
Yeah.
And tried to escape a bajillion times. And apparently he had a best friend, in quotation marks, at the circle named Carl. And Giancarlo is writing gay with a bunch of A's into my notes document right now. Yeah, that's the vibe. They were gay.
Yes.
That's definitely his boyfriend.
Yes.
And eventually they transferred Carl to Kirkwall, where I believe you have found out Carl's fate at this point, right?
Yes,
I
I
talked
have.
about that last one.
Yes.
Yeah, he's super dead now.
Poor guy.
Yeah. And they eventually this is relevant to his plot for Anders. He was put in solitary confinement and his only companion was a cat named Mr. Wiggums.
Wait, why does he have to be a Gale? Because
I know.
He's such a Gale. Yeah. So he's a cat guy. He just really loves cats. And then that's before Awakening. So in Awakening, he joins you. He's one of your companions. You save him from being turned into a tranquil because he keeps escaping. They don't like this guy. They're like, dude, would you stop killing people and escaping from the circle? Just stay here. And they're like, no, no. What if I did it again? So you're playing your warden commander in Awakening, and you invoke the right of conscription and steal him away to be a Grey Warden, which he also doesn't like.
Well, yeah. I don't blame him.
Yeah. So during your adventures, you get the option to give Anders a kitten that he names Sir Pounce-a-Lot.
Hell yes.
Continuing the trend of this guy loves cats. And that's where he also meets Justice. But as far as I could find out, he doesn't get possessed during Awakening. It happens after the game ends, somewhere in the middle. But the most baffling part I realized about Anders is there's a few different outcomes at the end of the game for him. And so one of them, he vanishes and escapes and leaves the Grey Wardens. Cool. Normal. That makes sense before Dragon Age 2. He helps defend the Wardens from a bunch of Darkspawn using magic, and he's hailed as a hero. That's a normal ending. Sure.
Yeah.
He remains with the Wardens to train the next generation of mages. All right. We're getting a little sketchy here because he is a, runaway guy in Dragon Age 2. So it's like, okay,
well, he can always flake later. You can change his mind.
Yeah, he can always flake later. All right, fine. We'll accept this. But the most baffling ending option for him is he literally dies. You can find him. The last you see of Anders in Awakening in this one ending is he's found dead with an arrow through his neck, surrounded by hundreds of Darkspawn. He's literally dead.
All the way dead.
Well, he can always flake on that later, okay?
They can always flake on that later.
He already met Justice, right?
Yeah. So, I think this is maybe the first time that this happens in the Dragon Age games.
Yeah, I think so.
I guess it's not, because we just talked about it happening with Flemeth.
Well, okay, but hers is canonical.
True. Hers makes
different.
sense.
She has her own bullshit going on.
She's got her own magic bullshit going on. This one is the first unexplainable. They just wanted to bring Anders back.
Yeah, also, sorry, retcon. I don't want to derail back to Flemeth, but also
please derail back
you
to Flemeth.
died and you did your resurrection ritual, which is the whole point of Morrigan and your other daughters. Why did you come back old? You're gonna need a new body.
Maybe she likes it.
I mean, no, she has a sick look. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, she
it's
wanted
awesome.
to go full MILF. She's into it.
But if her whole thing is that she's I'm gonna have to become my daughter clone at some point. Why not just cut out the middleman and
Maybe it's one of her other daughters who was
born old, Benjamin Button style.
Why would it be that she was born old and not that she was born a while ago?
Oh God.
I choose to believe my theory that Flemeth is just really, really down for the MILF vibes, and that's what's up.
I mean, why wouldn't she be?
It's working for her.
Especially in the second game. Yeah. That look is sick.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh, Flemeth. I can't wait for us to be able to talk about Flemeth more.
The long-awaited Flemeth episode.
Yeah.
Anyways.
2 years from now.
Yeah.
Oh God. So regardless of what happens to him in Awakening, obviously he's in Dragon Age 2.
Yeah, sure is.
Yeah. And that's where you find him in Kirkwall. And I can't tell you much more about him because it's stuff that's revealed during his story. Except that I do have some fun facts about him.
Let's go.
We talked last week, I think it was last week, about the reveal that he and Carl were lovers. And I think he said that to your character, right?
Yes,
John?
he did.
Yes.
if you play, we were trying to figure out like how does that conversation go? If you play as a girl hawk, he doesn't talk about it.
Oh, he doesn't.
No.
Oh, wow. I totally thought that he did in both
Nope.
conversations. Wow.
Nope.
Okay.
Doesn't talk about it.
It's not a big part of his identity. He's just down bad.
If you're a guy, he wants you to know, like, listen, I'm down. If you're down, I'm down.
Which I was, and then, you know, I had to come chat with my good friends at the Hug House and have some sense talked into me.
I'm so sorry. You could have had a beautiful romance, but like,
I'd rather you do this than you wait until like our doomed relationship comes about and then like be like, yeah, you know, we kind of thought.
Well, if it helps, there's no relationship in this game that isn't to some degree doomed. So
yeah, I learned my lesson last time. I'm ready.
Yeah. There
That's
are
actually
so few relationships in these games that are just like nice. The ones that are, they're almost entirely in Inquisition, and they are so nice that I actually loop back to being like,
what's wrong?
Well, that's no fun.
Oh.
That's no fun. Where's the drama?
Yeah.
Where's the tragic backstory and the betrayal? It's funny that you say it's like cursed, because it was actually inspired by the romance between Buffy and Angel from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the Anders subplot. So I don't know if either of you ever watched Buffy, but
a little.
It's a vampire
not
slayer
very much.
and a vampire in love as Buffy and Angel. So that's what inspired the Anders romance. And then because they produced Dragon Age 2 and Awakening at the same time, do you know they were just making both these games simultaneously? This is a normal production schedule thing. They didn't know he was going to be in both games.
Oh.
Interesting.
Okay.
Well, okay. They knew he was going to be in both games. They didn't know that Anders was going to be Anders in Dragon Age 2, because it might have been Villana, which is an elf character that's one of your companions in Awakening.
Mm-hmm.
Could have been her that you got, and they decided to go with Anders. So I feel like they could have gone with the hot lady mage elf instead and would have been a better choice, but here we are. You know. We got Anders instead.
Why do I feel bad for this fictional character?
For Anders? Don't feel bad for him.
I'm trying not to, but man.
I think do feel bad for him. Like, okay, here's the thing about Anders for me. I actually think that all of the bones of Anders makes for one of the most compelling characters who I do align with pretty much completely. But in classic Dragon Age fashion, it's the execution. It is the execution that makes it all go to fuck. I think that everything there in building Anders is brilliant and inspired and really sad and like very poignant for the setting and the story. And then he just sucks. Like, he just sucks. I will have much more to say about this as we can continue going on, but
yeah. Any other thoughts on Anders before I jump over to my favorite fantasy boyfriend, Fenris?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's talk about the boy.
Yeah, we've had enough Anders.
Yeah, so much. Oh, God. All right.
Oh, wait, sorry. One more Anders thing. I think earlier when I was talking about Meryl at the beginning, I might have said Cullen instead of Anders, which I guess tracks with...
That makes more sense.
That does make
the
more
reference
sense.
That you
Makes
made at the time.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just realized I was like, ooh, did I forget his name?
I was just gonna go with it, but that makes more sense.
No.
Okay, so Fenris, we know him, we love him. He's our warrior fugitive slave bestie, and I have so much trouble separating out all the 5,000 million fan fictions I've read about Fenris over the last 12 years from what's actually canon for him versus what the fandom's made up and just decided is true. So if I say something wrong about Fenris's history, fact check me on it. I guess. I don't remember what's real and what's not real anymore. But I do know. He grew up in Tevinter, and he was a slave to Magister Denarius. And he got those lyrium lines on his skin, his tattoos. And Carver is not in your game, but he makes some comments throughout the game that are like just really insensitive to Fenris about the markings. And at one of the like conversations he has is he's like, you know, I've got a tattoo also. And Fenris is like, yeah, it's a Mabari. It's a dog for strength. Fenris is like, that's cool, I guess, dude. And he's like, yeah, I can make it
Ferelden shit I've ever
And you know
heard.
what he says? He says, I can make it bark.
Okay.
Fenris is like, don't do that ever. So, more reason why Carver sucks.
Yeah.
But he's got these tattoos that like let him phase through solid objects, including people, and he likes to use it to super kill people.
Sick as hell. Love it.
Sick as hell. So understandably, due to his background with being a slave to a mage, he doesn't like them. And he doesn't like Anders.
No.
Simply because he is a mage.
No, pretty much. Hold up. Also, because their personalities could not contrast more.
Yeah.
Like,
that's true.
Anders is like, hello, my feelings and my emotions. And Fenris is like, I've never had one of those and I hate you.
See, Fenris strikes me as like the very, like, the kids in high school who were just the worst, but were great at sucking up to administration and just like kind of sliding through. And Anders is like the stereotypical, like, will remind teacher about the homework that they forgot about.
And then Fenris takes him out behind the building at recess and like gives him a wedgie. You got them. That's it. Fenris likes to think he's cool and brooding, and except that he says he insists he doesn't brood. Repeatedly.
Bullshit.
Constantly. Everyone's like, oh, Fenris, you're so grouchy and broody. And he's like, no, I'm not. He says broodingly.
They should, in the subtitles, they should have like brackets brooding.
Yes.
There's just
an iconic in Dragon Age Inquisition, you get an iconic bracketed disgusted noise from one of the characters. And I wish that we had gotten more of that earlier on in the series because they're always very good.
Yeah. So I think you figured out at this point, Giancarlo, that anything that helps slaves or kills slavers, Fenris is down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
Anything with murder involved, he's super down for that. He just really...
You know what? Maybe he should be part of my party now that I'm going like Evil Hawk.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah. I do also think, for what it's worth, if you're gonna do like an evil run in any of these games, this is the game. This is the game to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's
I'm not going to be able to stick to it. I know myself.
I wouldn't either.
Which is why I love playing villains, but then I can't play a villain.
Again, I can't say much about him because a lot of his stuff is really important to his story that you unlock by being his friend. Mm-hmm. You haven't unlocked his tragic backstory yet. So I can't unlock it for you. That's
Is this my homework assignment?
That's your homework assignment.
Yeah.
It will take you till the end of the game.
Yes, it will.
But on the topic of the end of the game, there's a really fucked up end of game option for Fenris. And I'm not going to say what it is because it would spoil everything. But if you choose that option, you suck. You're the worst person in the universe.
It's fucked up and there's no reason for it. It's really genuinely
Why does this kind of make me want to do it?
You won't do it.
You won't.
You can't
you'll get there
even
and
say
you'll be
the
like,
mean thing. Like, you're not going to do this.
I honestly think that you'll get there and be like, why the fuck is this an option? Why would they do this? It's so fucked up. Like,
oh man,
it's bad.
It's so bad.
Okay. I'm so curious.
Anybody who has played this game knows exactly what we're talking about.
I forgot until you said it, and then I was like, oh my god. Like flashbacks. Nightmares.
Yep.
Do we have any like inspirations for Fenris or anything?
Hot.
I have a little.
Yeah, pretty much.
Wait, that haircut sucks though.
Yeah,
I'm so sorry.
It's bad.
Yeah,
It's bad.
No, it's no good. There's a lot of mods I've seen that people.
Yes.
The mods are bad though.
Yeah, they are.
His hair is not good, but there's no fixing it.
Yeah, okay, so mods for NPCs in Dragon Age are always really fucked up. And specifically in Dragon Age 2, there are mods. Do you know what I'm going to say?
Yeah.
The ones to make NPCs white.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And often they will be listed as like NPC name attractive mod. I'm thinking specifically there's one that makes Isabella a white girl with blonde hair and blue eyes. It's so fucked up. And I know that there are ones of that for Fenris too. It's really disgusting.
Yeah. For on his character design, the art designer that was making him is quoted saying that he was like a game of musical chairs. His design kept changing until the music stopped, and the version we had was the version we had to live with.
Oh my god! Jesus!
Oh man.
Which is crazy because I think other than his stupid haircut, his design is fucking sick.
It's
nailed
really
it.
good. Other than his haircut,
face is so specific and so interesting.
Yeah. They did fix his hairstyle in there's a post Dragon Age 2 comic book series that Fenris is like one of the main characters in. And they fixed his hair. Let me just tell you.
Okay.
It's correct.
Okay.
Thank God.
Will, you'll have to look it up after this. They nailed it.
I'm going to look it up right now.
I'm hung up on that quote. That is
He's a game of musical
Lucille
chairs.
Bluth
Yeah.
energy.
Oh, it is much better. It's not great.
Yeah.
But it is better. He has kind of like a little bit of a high and tight with like longer bangs. It's better. It's not good, but it is better. It's better. It looks better in the fan art than in the official art, but that's okay.
Musical chairs.
Musical chairs.
They were like, we gotta fix this somehow. How do we fix it? Well, let's just try some things. Yeah, we gotta put the book out. Oh no, I guess this is what we're stuck with now.
No.
Yep. So, and obviously in Dragon Age universe fashion, he's got a whole post Dragon Age 2 book series about him.
Love it.
There's options in Dragon Age 2 where this could not be possible.
Sure.
That's
That's
you
true.
know,
That's true.
or he wouldn't, simply would not. Just like
yes.
Yeah, they really.
Now, how cool would it be if they were like, okay, let's take all the possible endings and they had like the same book, but like you could only buy the option that would correspond to your like playthrough.
Choose your own adventure book. If you chose this ending for Fenris, go to chapter 7. Like
That's fun.
Right? Somebody make this fan fiction. Somebody write this. I want this.
I'm sure someone already has.
I'm sure. It's just called the fan fiction, and it's just somebody's story.
Yep.
Like, this is my canon universe. I will say, I think I have yet to find one where someone has taken that terrible evil option with him. I think everyone just ignores that as an option.
Yeah, because it's fucked up.
I am so curious. There's going to be a little goblin in my head telling me to click the button just for like the meme.
You won't do it.
Probably
You
not.
won't.
I don't know.
You won't.
I honestly think it won't even be a temptation.
You know what,
I really
Giancarlo?
do.
I fucking dare you.
No! I don't.
Can I give him? Can I give him back? Can I return him to Daenerys or something? Oh fuck. Okay. Yeah, we'll get there when
You'll get there when you get there.
Get there when you get there.
Mm-hmm.
Fenris is a dog guy as opposed to Anders cat guy. Of course. And he's Jared, 19. He's never learned how to read.
Very genuinely, he can't read. He is illiterate.
No, he genuinely can't read. No.
Yeah.
That's all I've got on Fenris. Will, I know you had some comments about inspiration and things, so I figured I'd leave that to you.
Oh, I didn't look him up.
Oh, okay. I thought you commented on it, so I assumed you just knew something about it.
No, I was just I knew that there were those for Anders, and I didn't remember if you had
I couldn't find him for Fenris. He was really just like, yeah, this is a guy, let's make this cool guy, and they just did that.
All right.
He was born fully formed.
Yeah, pretty much.
Except for his design.
And one little thing about his, just a little silly thing, his voice actor, Gideon Emery, plays a character in Teen Wolf, which I just think is a funny coincidence since Fenris means little wolf. And his voice actor is super in Teen Wolf, that came out like a few years after this game. So
I haven't seen Teen Wolf, but I have watched a lot of videos about Teen Wolf. Who does he play?
Deucalion?
No clue.
It's like a later character. I didn't watch that long into Teen Wolf. I watched like the first season.
Yeah, legit. That's a hilarious name.
Yeah, it's
that is such a CW ass name.
Yeah, it's CW Teen Wolf.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's what I've got on Fenris, but there is a lot of drama and homophobia, to put it the most obvious terms, around these two characters.
Oh yeah.
Which you kind of got into a little bit with the mods to make the characters white and quote unquote attractive. I saw somebody on the BioWare forums back in the day wanted them to put in the option to remove queer content from the game and focus more on straight male gamers.
In their defense, I think they should have the option, and then you load the game and it's just the credits.
You just die immediately.
Yeah, no, when this game came out, I mean, BioWare has always had issues with its straight male white fan base thinking that they are the only demographic. And I feel like that's the case for like most games, but BioWare has always been somewhat queer. That's always been in the DNA. We can look back to Origins with Liliana and with Sevron. That's always been a prominent feature in these games, and straight white male gamers never change. They just never change.
No. In response to that, our hero David Gator did say that the game was designed to be inclusive and for everyone. And then, because BioWare probably told him he had to, he said, also, it's cheaper for us to do bisexuality instead of limiting the romance options. It's too hard to code that. We'd have to code. You mean we have to make it so that you can romance a short character?
I can't do
That's
that.
Too hard. I can't do that. But we'll build a whole separate tower for you to romance the Iron Bull in. Don't worry.
Yeah. Oh, God. Well, I believe it's time for us to age Dragon.
I'm so excited.
It's my favorite part.
So it is in the dock.
Okay.
Feel free to open.
Now, I'm looking without clicking, Will.
Oh.
I can read a URL.
Yeah.
It does say what it is.
Right, sure. But have you looked?
I'm looking now, but I knew what it looked like before I clicked.
Yeah, but now you can see it. And isn't that nice?
That's it's very good.
Who would like to describe what we're seeing right now?
Well, it's Falcor from...
You need to leave that pause in. Yeah. You have to leave that pause in.
Don't you worry about it. How would you describe this nice boy? It's Falcor.
It's Falcor.
It's like if a camel and one of those dogs with long floppy ears and a dragon had a baby.
Yeah.
This is just Cookie as a dragon.
Yeah, that's true.
It's my dog.
So, What's that dragon age?
Old.
Yeah.
Old. That dragon's age is wish.
But also baby.
Also baby. We love Falcor.
Old dragon baby eye.
Old dragon baby eye. That's what they called me in high school.
Man, my slightly unpopular opinion is that something about Falcor scares me.
Oh yeah, no. It's like, it's not okay.
Okay.
I love Falcor, but he is straight up really scary. Part of that,
he inspires the same like primal fear that I, as a child, randomly developed towards E.T.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was fine with E.T. I used to watch the movie several times, and then one day, something awoke in me, and I was like, E.T. is deeply terrifying.
It's a combination of like Uncanny Valley and like Puppet. Like,
yeah.
And
like
for
this
me,
could be
there's
a creature.
the classic, he's really, really big. And I don't care for that. I do love him. I love him a lot. He is also really scary.
Did you know that the Falcor puppet is in New Jersey?
What? Rescue him.
He's in New Jersey.
Wow. What?
He's a Jersey boy.
Say more.
Yeah.
Why? What?
I don't know. I Googled Falcor and I was looking and I saw a picture and it's like how Falcor from Neverending Story took flight in New Jersey. And I was like, that's weird. I must find out more about this. Why is he here? It's just his head. That's
Go
even
age him.
worse.
That's awful.
Oh, no.
What's wrong? Oh no, the picture is so bad. Oh my god, the picture is so scary. Oh my god. I'm sending this to the chat right now. Please observe this extremely scary picture. Extremely scary. Full on.
Oh my god.
Right? This is full on like creepypasta worthy. This is terrifying.
No.
Oh my god.
I don't like that at all.
It's really scary.
This reminds me of like when I worked doing like kids' birthday parties and like that kind of thing. Anytime you had to get into a mascot suit, they were like, it is so vital. Listen to me. If you hear nothing else, fuck safety, fuck anything else. The most important thing is when you are in the mascot suit, you cannot stop moving, because if you stand still for even a second, you will become the most horrifying thing to ever walk the earth. And this is that, and then let it age in a shed for like 12,000 years.
In the back of a shed, in the shadows of the shed. It's so scary. It is straight up Five Nights at Freddy's shit.
That is Falcor out for revenge. Like, biding his time. Oh.
Yeah, really awful.
I'm closing this tab.
This can't be the real Falcor, right?
No, it is.
No.
Never meet your heroes.
I wanted it to be somebody's bad. They decided to make Falcor at home.
No.
No.
I wish.
Wait,
but that's simply not
it is.
true.
It's not the real Falcor. Oh, we're safe.
Oh.
Oh God. Okay. All right. No, it's just they decided to just make Falcor at home, and and this is.
Well, they didn't stop to ask if they should.
Yeah. No. Okay. Oh God. Haunted Falcor is not real.
I mean, he is.
He is, but he can't hurt us. It's okay.
He can.
He
but,
totally
but he's
can.
not.
You're not helping. I'm trying to reassure ourselves.
I hate imposter Falcor.
I need to go see him, I think.
No, you can't. I love you too much. Well, with that,
You need to record it like one of those Bigfoot hunting shows.
Just see him out of focus, blurry in the background, moving a little.
No.
No.
In the darkness, shadows of their shed.
I hate this. I'm ending the podcast now. You can find us on at Act for Eldon on Tumblr, at hughouse.productions, and probably other places. You can watch Giancarlo stream at twitch.tv/whimsicproductions. Subscribe, get notifications for when he's streaming. That's great. Until next time, don't ever go see Evil Falcor in New Jersey. Goodbye.
Bye. I'm gonna go wash my eyes. Can we end every episode from now on with "Don't go see Evil Falcor in New Jersey"?
Yes.
I think we've got it 2 seasons in, and that's our ending.
We've finally arrived.
How to Act for Eldon is a Hug House production made in collaboration with Whimsic Productions. It's co-hosted by Anne Baird, Will Williams, and Giancarlo Herrera, with audio production and sound design by Will Williams. You can find links to the news we talked about in this episode and the dragon we aged in the show notes, or on our website at hughouse.productions. If you'd like to follow us online, we're on Tumblr at Act for Eldon. Nowhere else though, because social media is a nightmare. You can also follow along with Giancarlo's playthrough of the games at twitch.tv/whimsicproductions. Make sure you subscribe or follow him there to get updates when he goes live. If you have any questions, topic requests, or dragons for us to age, you can email us at actforeldon@hughouse.productions or send us a message on Tumblr. To get access to early audio, extended episodes, and more bonus content for this and our other shows, you can always support us on Patreon at patreon.com/hughousepodds. How to Act for Eldon is a Hug House production made in collaboration with Whimsic Productions. It's co-hosted by Anne Baird, Will Williams, and Giancarlo Herrera, with audio production and sound design by Will Williams. You can find links to the news we talked about in this episode and the dragon we aged in the show notes, or on our website at hughouse.productions. If you'd like to follow us online, we're on Tumblr at Act for Eldon. Nowhere else though, because social media is a nightmare. You can also follow along with Giancarlo's playthrough of the games at twitch.tv/whimsicproductions. Make sure you subscribe or follow him there to get updates when he goes live. If you have any questions, topic requests, or dragons for us to age, you can email us at actforeldon@hughouse.productions or send us a message on Tumblr. To get access to early audio, extended episodes, and more bonus content for this and our other shows, you can always support us on Patreon at patreon.com/hughousepodds.